Toni, good to have you with us in This Week in Space. Exciting night. I still am trying to figure out what it's like to have only 8 minutes to work with as a director. What was that like for you?
Well, I'm used to it. It puts a lot of pressure on the astronaut cinematographer. That goes without saying. And Ray J, who was the pilot, who was the principal IMAX person on STS-125, he did a great job. What we do is we develop during training a shopping list of scenes that we do by observing all the spacewalks in the NBL and picking out the things that are most interesting and different lenses and stuff. And so we do that, and of course it all falls apart when the timeline changes, when day becomes night and night becomes day. But we train for that too. So
you always have to have a plan B, assuming.
Absolutely.
If your ideal shot happens in a nighttime pass, you don't want it, right?
Absolutely. We can't shoot it. We can't expose. So
there really aren't any directing challenges quite like this, are there?
It is quite unique, but then they are so amazing. I mean, I have no difficulty at all trusting them to do the right thing. They always do. Otherwise, we wouldn't have films to keep bringing people.
So, were you tense during the mission, wondering how things were? I mean, it must be unbelievable.
In a word, yes, I was very tense during the mission because we can't really see what they're shooting. We know they can write into the laptop what they've shot and how much footage, and we can see when the camera runs, but we don't actually see the images. And then in this particular case, you know, the landing was delayed, so it didn't come back to the Cape. It finally went to California. We can't get the camera out of the shuttle in California. So it was 6 weeks before we even got the film to take to the lab. And that was big sweat.
Excruciating. And then, then you find out they have the lens cap on or something, you know, or whatever.
There is that. Yeah, absolutely.
You've done how many of these now?
This was our 24th flight in 25 years, and it's our 7th space-related film.
And seventh time you've directed a space-related one? Well,
no, in the early days it was Graham Ferguson, who was the co-inventor of IMAX and our founding father and emeritus. He's the executive producer on this film. He's been my mentor since 40 years back, and he was the director on the early films. I was the writer and editor of all of them.
So you've had a vicarious kind of front seat to being in space. I bet you wish you were there, though.
I sure do. I'd go in a heartbeat. Absolutely. I've had dreams about being late for my launch and everything.
Well, it's a true astronaut stress. So what's next for you?
I don't know. I'm actually working on a couple of projects, but you know, nothing is absolutely firm yet. I'm just going to relax a little bit.
Something where you can shoot more than 8 minutes, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Toni, thanks very much.